The Committee on Rules and Ethics conducted a community hearing as a result of the privileged speech delivered by Honorable Councilor Eunice and Denise Castro. A report was rendered by the Committee Rules and Ethics recommending that this sanggunian be constituted into a committee as a whole to discuss the decision reached in a closed-door session. Your Honor, may I move that we tackle this matter on the floor?
There's a motion to tackle the said result of the committee hearing on the floor. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion is carried.
Your Honor, I move that we constitute the whole City Council as a committee as a whole.
There's a motion to constitute the whole City Council as a committee of the whole. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion is carried.
Your Honor, may I ask the Secretary to read all the report made by the Committee on Rules and Ethics.
Mr. Secretary, please read.
Committee report. Respectfully submitted to the City Council of Manila through the Office of the Secretariat, the herein committee report of the Committee on Rules and Ethics relative to the matter concerning the excerpts from the transcript of notes taken from the proceedings of regular session number 25 held on October 9, 2025 relative to the privileged speech delivered by Councilor Eunice and Denise G. Castro. Background. On 9 October 2025, Councilor Eunice and Denise G. Castro, Councilor Castro, delivered a privileged speech detailing alleged sexual harassment she received from Councilor Kuya Ryan Ponce, Councilor Ponce. The gist of Councilor Castro's allegation are as follows. Paragraph 1. Alleged soliciting of intercourse through inappropriate hand gesture, which was done while the two of you were shaking hands, committed in front of city and barangay officials. Paragraph 2. Alleged inappropriate language towards a member of the City Council by suggesting that she avail of a yoni massage. Further, exacerbated when you allegedly sent her a yoni massage link which you supposedly called as Yoni Affairs. Paragraph number 3. Alleged inappropriate language towards a member of the City Council in stating, "Ba't mo tinatago? Buksan mo pa," in referring to a dress that Councilor Castro was wearing. And paragraph number 4. Alleged inappropriate messages towards a member of the City Council when you allegedly sent a message to Councilor Castro stating, "Nakasitro ka kanina. Good morning, sexy. Inaabangan ko suot at buhok mo kanina. Patingin muna ng good morning face at pantulog mo para good morning talaga." For his part, Councilor Ponce also delivered a privileged speech and apologized to Councilor Castro, stating that his actions were all unjust, were misinterpreted, and that he never intended to harass a fellow member of the council. Summary of proceedings. A committee hearing was then conducted on 16 October 2025, which was attended by the members of the committee who achieved a quorum and was further attended by councilors from the different districts of the city. The committee chairman then manifested that the proceedings were adversarial in nature and such as both parties were given an opportunity to manifest their side and provide the committee with additional information if they so desire, to help with its deliberation. Councilor Castro, for her part, reiterated her allegations against Councilor Ponce and expressed that the actions of the latter towards her were unacceptable for a public official. Councilor Ponce, on the other hand, expressed again that his actions and statements were taken out of context and that he considers Councilor Castro as a friend and that he has a close relationship with her family. Councilor Ponce alluded to the fact that he and Councilor Castro often communicated with each other as a joyful friends, and that he never realized that he may have overstepped his boundaries based on previous messages that they may supposedly sent a picture of an employee of Adonis to him, thus leading him to believe that his messages were not received in an offensive manner. Councilor Ponce then manifested his apologies to Councilor Castro, the residents of the City of Manila, to women in general, and to the City Council for any ill feeling they may have felt because of his actions. Councilor Castro then requested that she may be allowed to rebut the statements of Councilor Ponce, which after deliberation was approved by the committee, provided that Councilor Ponce be given the opportunity to give a rebuttal. On rebuttal, Councilor Castro then stated that whatever communication that was exchanged between her and Councilor Ponce, which devolved to harassment, were initiated by Councilor Ponce himself. She further revealed an additional allegation that Councilor Ponce once messaged her that he was waiting for her at the flag raising ceremony and that hinihintay ko makita ang buhok mo at ang suot mo. Councilor Castro further alleged that Councilor Ponce allegedly stalked her Instagram account and that he gave inappropriate comments regarding what she was wearing in one of the pictures therein, stating that nakakataranta talaga yung picture mo. Councilor Castro then gave context to the message regarding the picture of an employee of Adonis, clarifying that it was a meme shared on social media. Councilor Castro further clarified that she sent the said meme with the caption, "Hiring sila o pwede ka dito," sarcastically as a show of disgust towards him, as a sign that she is getting uncomfortable and not as an invitation for further harassment. Finally, she then mentioned that Councilor Ponce's actions violates the RA 6713 or an act establishing a code of conduct and ethical standards for public officials and employees. On Sir rebuttal, Councilor Ponce reiterated that all of his statements were taken out of context and that they were all meant to be taken in jest. After hearing both sides, the committee chairman then explained that the committee are constrained to hear the instant case only under the provisions of the City Council's internal rules of procedure. This is due to the fact that the instant complaint was initiated through a privileged speech and not through a verified complaint as required by the local government code. As such, the only penalty which can be recommended should be committee desire to do so are only those which are found within the internal rules itself. The committee then adjourned the committee hearing, deciding to hold deliberations executively given the sensitivity of the issues at hand. Committee findings. Upon executive deliberation, the committee finds credence to the allegation of Councilor Castro that indeed the alleged interactions and communications had taken place. In fact, most of the allegations levied by Councilor Castro were not contested by Councilor Ponce. Aside from the supposed solicitation of sexual intercourse through inappropriate hand gesture, during deliberations, the committee was apprised of the ruling of the Honorable Supreme Court in Sangguniang Panglungsod ng Valenzuela City et al. Versus SK Chairperson Federation President Janine Alexander R. Carlos with GR number 255453-24 November 2021, wherein it was held that the city councilor can only be expelled through a court order. As such, the maximum penalty that can be imposed by the committee is suspension of 60 days based on the City Council's internal rules. The committee, in reaching its recommendation, also considered the explanation and apology given by Councilor Castro. It is very evident to the committee that Councilor Ponce was indeed sincere in his desire to make amends for his actions due to the fact that expressed in his public apology, immediately on 9 October 2025, after Councilor Castro delivered her privileged speech. The committee also considered the explanation provided by Councilor Ponce that the statements he gave were taken out of context and he did not mean to harass a fellow member of the council. Nonetheless, the committee held that public officers are held to a different standard. No less than the Constitution states that public office is a public trust, and with that trust lies a duty to be model citizens, not only to the residents of Manila, but also to the citizens of our republic. The committee held that despite the explanation given, Councilor Ponce should not have placed himself in a compromising position in the first place. As a councilor of the City of Manila, he is expected to act in an ethical and professional manner, both in and outside the four corners of the session hall. The duty to hold oneself to the highest ethical standard does not end after the adjournment of session, but extends to every phase of the life of public servant. Recommendation. Given the foregoing, the committee hereby recommends the following actions before the City Council. Paragraph 1. To impose the maximum penalty of suspension of 60 days without pay in accordance with the internal rules of procedure of the City Council. And second paragraph, as a result of Councilor Ponce's suspension, to reorganize the committee memberships of the City Council and to assign the committee chairmanship of Councilor Ponce to the majority floor leader. The foregoing recommendation is without prejudice to any further action Councilor Castros may wish to avail. Respectfully submitted. Originally signed by Chairman Honorable J.B.S. Sison, Honorable Marie Lady J. Quinto Stan, Vice Chairman, did not sign. Honorable Raimundo Eriopanco, Majority Floor Leader, originally signed. Honorable Don Juan D.J.A. Bagatching, Minority Floor Leader, signed, originally signed. Honorable Timothy Oliver I. Sarcal, President Pro Tempore, originally signed. Honorable Eunice and Denise G. Castro, member, signed but inhibit. But there's a word inhibit on the signature of Honorable Eunice and Denise G. Castro, member. Honorable Edward M. Tan, member, originally signed. Honorable Fernando S. Mercado, member, originally signed. Honorable Voltaire Carlo D. Castañeda, member, originally signed.
Your Honor, I move to adopt the committee report of the Committee on Rules and Ethics.
There's a motion from the majority floor leader to adopt the Committee on Ethics recommendation of suspending Councilor Ryan Ponce for a period of 60 days. This is in line with the 13th Council Internal Rules of Procedure, Section 74, Rule 18, Discipline of Members, which empowers this chamber to punish its members for committing disorderly behavior. Such area members of the Sangguniang may be censured, reprimanded, excluded from the session, or suspended for not more than 60 days, and shall require at least 2/3 votes of all the Sangguniang members. With that, let us put the motion of the Ethics Committee to a vote. Those who are in favor, kindly please raise your hand. Mr. Secretary, kindly please take note of the votes casted by the councilors.
Huh? Huh? So. And then.
We have 29 votes, Your Honor.
Given that there are 29 votes casted reaching the 2/3 requirement under the IRP of the City Council in favor of the adoption of the Committee on Ethics recommendation to suspend Councilor Ryan Ponce, I hereby declare Councilor Ryan Ponce suspended for 60 days and remand the matter to the same committee to oversee its implementation.
Your Honor, may I call the chairman of the Committee on Rules and Ethics.
Council Attorney J.B. Hison.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Chair. I would like first to manifest that the Committee on Rules and Ethics reached this recommendation thought and through the consideration of all the facts that was presented during the privileged speeches of Councilor Ponce and Councilor Castro, as well as the facts that was presented during the committee hearing itself. The committee did not consider any other factors other than those factors that were actually heard inside this committee. Further on, I would just like to reiterate for those who are concerned regarding the penalty that was imposed, that the City Council can only impose those penalties which are found inside of our internal rules of procedure. Why is this? This is because in order for other penalties to be imposed, in particular, those penalties which are included in the local government code, the complaint should have been instituted in accordance with the local government code, which requires a verified complaint. Considering that the complaint was initiated through a privileged speech and not through a verified complaint, the committee can only consider those penalties which are found inside our committee report. And I would also like to state that the Committee on Ethics recommended the maximum penalty that was available under our rules, considering that as city councilors, we are not considered as regular citizens. City councilors are mandated by the trust that was imposed upon us during our election. We are required to act in accordance with the proper ethical standards that are required of us, not only inside the four corners of this session hall, not only during the times of session, but also outside of the four corners of a session hall. Ang trabaho po natin bilang konsehal, ang responsibilidad po natin na maging maayos at maging ehemplo po sa ating mga residente ay hindi po natatapos paglabas ng ating session. Kailangan po ang pagtrato po natin sa sarili natin bilang honorable, dahil honorable po ang mga tawag sa atin, ay nagpapatuloy po kahit wala na po tayo sa loob ng session hall. And again, Your Honor, considering that the committee as a whole has adopted the committee report of the Committee on Rules and Ethics, may I ask the Majority Floor Leader to move for the passage of a resolution finalizing the suspension given. Thank you, Your Honor.
Maraming salamat, Council Attorney J.B. Hizon. Mr. Majority Floor.
Yes, with that, Your Honor, I move for the approval of a resolution imposing the maximum penalty of suspension for 60 days against the respondent and resulting also for the reorganization of the committee membership of this Sanggunian and to assign the committee chairmanship of Councilor Ryan Ponce to the Majority Floor Leader. I move for its approval, Your Honor.
There's a motion to approve all that's
Your
stated
Honor.
by... Yes, Council Uno.
Your Honor, I'd just like to raise a question before we proceed. If I may, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I'm just concerned of the 6 regular staff from the office of Honorable Ryan Ponce. If ito po yung natanong na sa committee na hindi ko po alam kasi hindi po ako naka-attend. Pero medyo concerned lang po ako kasi since this is the first time na magkakaroon tayo ng ganitong findings, meron no kasing regular staff na 6. So baka saan ho mapupunta yon since hindi ho i-absorb din ho ba ng Majority Floor Leader ho natin yon? Kasi that is a regular staff, Your Honor. So nandun pa rin po yon sa kanya, nasa mandate po niya. So pag nakasuspend ho ba ng 60 days si Councilor Ryan Ponce, ibig sabihin yung 16 pong yun nakasuspend din, Your Honor. Kasi hindi naman ho pwedeng adapt ng Majority Floor Leader, ang pwede lang ma-adapt yung mga committee, Your Honor. So yun lang ang matatanong ko sana. Baka pwede, wala ho kasi sa IRP natin yon, Your Honor. Kung ano ho talaga mangyari, kung magkaroon ho tayo ng mga ganitong findings, ano ho mangyayari, kawawa din naman. Para alam din ho ng mga tao na 2 months wala ho silang sahod, wala ho silang ine-expect from the city, kasama rin ho ba sila ni Councilor Ryan Ponce na masususpend yung kanilang sahod?
Yes. So ang susundin po natin ay mula sa local government code since it supersedes that of the local ordinances. But nevertheless, I would like to call on Councilor Tol Sarcal to please answer. Thank you.
Thank you po, Madam Presiding Officer. To answer na rin po in the simplest way po para ma-explain po kung anong mangyayari sa staff po ni Councilor Ryan Ponce ay ang mga staff po niya will be considered pa rin as employees of the city government, meaning sila po ay hindi po mawawalan ng sahod, sila po ay hindi po mawawalan ng pwesto. Ang mawawala lang po ay ang posisyon po ni Ryan Ponce bilang isang empleyado po ng City Hall upon the 60 days, upon the end po of yung 60 days po niya ng suspension. Yun po.
Your Honor, if I may,
Council Attorney JB Hizon.
thank you very much for Your Honor. If I may add po, Your Honor, actually that question po was also raised earlier by one of the members of the committee. So we sought the guidance po of the City Legal and the Secretariat, and they informed this representation that ang tauhan po ng isang konsehal ay considered as co-term. So that designation is not affected daw po by the suspension po ng kanilang principal, considering po hindi po sila yung specific na nasuspend. Hindi po nasuspend ang opisina po ni Councilor Ponce. Ang nasuspend po ay siya lang po mismo. Kaya they will continue po to enjoy their benefits po. And I believe po this is under the rationale that we don't want to punish those persons who are innocent of the act that the City Council intended to punish po. So, ang affected lang po is the councilor himself, yung staff po niya, hindi po affected, considering that they continue to hold their position as long as the term that they were appointed to is not yet end. Thank you po.
Council Unolim.
Your Honor, that will be the case. I'd just like to suggest the chairman of the Committee on Ethics, if they can amend the IRP as well, para kung sakasakali magkakaroon ho tayo o sana wala na ho mangyaring ganito, at least guided to. Kasi katabi ko lang naman ho yung mga kwarto at isa ho sa mga ikinakatakot ho ng mga empleyado, paano kami. So at least dito na raise at na-explain talaga ng maliwanag na hindi rin sila mawawala dahil suspended lang naman ang konsehal pero yung opisina ay pagpapatuloy pa rin. Sana mas clear sa IRP natin. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat. Council Attorney JB Hizon.
Thank you very much for Your Honor. That is very much well taken for Your Honor. In fact, this representation has already undertaken po a review of our internal rules and procedure, and it's just awaiting the expiration po of the 6-month ban on the amendment po of our rules since its adoption. Kasi po meron po tayong 6 months na prohibition po from modifying any portion po of the internal rules, and once that 6-month portion is up, I will assure the entirety of the City Council that there will be various changes to the internal rules of procedure which will adopt the experiences that we had based on this unfortunate incident and all other matters po that will also ease the performance of the business of the City Council. Thank you po.
Okay, Council Tolsarcal.
Last statement na lang po, Madam Presiding Officer, and to add na rin po sa ating chairman on the Committee on Ethics, para lang din po maging klaro at hindi po magkaalinlangan yung madami rin po sa mga miyembro rin po natin. Ito po ay yung pinagbabasehan po natin ay ang ating internal rules and procedure, and ang maapektuhan lamang po dito yung mga miyembro po ng ating konseho. So yung miyembro po being yung mga councilors, so tayo po at yung nabigyan po ng sanction ay isang miyembro po ng konseho, ay isa pong konsehal. So para po hindi po mag-alala ang mga tao po na nasa paligid din po or kung sino man po na nagtatrabaho sa loob po ng City Government of Manila, ay sila po ay magkakaroon po ng ease na kahit paano na sila naman din po will be okay, for the lack of a better term po. Yun lamang po, para po klaro lang din po sa ating mga kasamahan. Salamat po, Madam Presiding Officer.
Maraming salamat.